Hello everyone! In this video, we will talk about the story of Rudy, our little yeti friend, and the Starlight Celebration. If you like lore videos like this, remember to subscribe and feed our Eldritch Horror with some likes and comments. This is a bite-sized story of the Starlight Festival in Final Fantasy XIV. If you want to learn about the event itself and its reward without me spoiling the story, check out that video in the description. If you want to look at the story and lore, join me here for the tale of our little Rudy and how the Starlight Festival originally started. Every year, around mid-winter in Eorzea, the Starlight Celebration is held. This yearly tradition holds a long history that takes us several generations back to Eorzea, in the midst of the Dragonsong War, with the Battle of Isgardian Knights against the Dravanian Horde, leaving thousands homeless. Many orphan children were especially struggling in the coldest weeks of the year, facing the chilling winds of Eorzea. But every night, the knights would seek out these children and offer them a room in their company barracks. This was forbidden, so the knights would conceal the children beneath the red jackets of the uniform. This act of kindness, without a doubt, saved many lives of these children, and brought some comfort and joy during these coldest weeks of the year. After several months, the fighting subsided for a time, and these coldest nights and kind acts were forgotten to all but the children. Around 10 years later, some of these former orphans gathered together to pay tribute to the knights who rescued them, so no one would ever forget their kindness. They took homage to the red uniforms of the knights and their snowy bearded captain, and dressed up in red while handing out gifts to the children of the realm, passing along the happiness that they were given by the knights on a starlit night long ago. The captain of the night came to be associated with Nymea the Spinner, the goddess of fate, and over time has become known as the Saint of Nymea. Today, many children believe that the saint brings them gifts if they place their wishes in an envelope under an appropriately decorated pine or fir tree. And the knights of old have become the saint's little helpers, who are tasked with bringing comfort and joy to children all over the realm. Today, the celebration is primarily handled by the Adventuring Guild, with assistance from many organizations. The two most notable characters we can see is Scott Mandeville, who for this time of year dresses up as Saint Nymea, bringing gifts and cheer to the children, and Garani, who coordinates the many little helpers in the form of willing adventurers to take on a variety of tasks each year to bring joy. This year is no different. Located in Gridania at the amphitheater, Amgaranji once more awaits little helpers to come to her assistance. And this is where the Warrior of Light comes in. Recognizing us, she tells us she has a bit of a beast problem right now. Nothing dangerous, just a little critter which she is unsure how to deal with. This is where she introduces us to a little yeti she has named Rudy. It's dressed in the most adorable outfit made by her, but sadly, he only yips, making her and us quite unsure what he wants. He appeared out of nowhere and has refused to leave her ever since. He's simply unsure what he wants, but it's clear it's something very important. Sadly, we don't really know either, being unable to understand the little fellow who yips very determinedly at us. But all is not lost, as out of nowhere a squirrel named Eorzea shows up. He explains he is what is known as an auspice. These are actually animals you can encounter in Othard. They are creatures who have ascended to godhood, have extremely long lifespan, and can speak the language of human. Thankfully, he can also speak yeti. Eorzea explains that Rudy comes from a tribe of yeti who live peacefully deep in the mountains. Different from wilder yeti who roam Eorzea, these yeti prefer to find their supremacy within the clan, not by violence, but by seeing who can build the biggest snowball. Sadly, Rudy is a bit of a runt and his snowballs are tiny, so others tend to make fun of him. As Rudy went away from his family to try to practice his snowball making in private, he fell down from a small precipice and got lost. After wandering the forest for days and on the verge of giving up hope, he was found by the Saint of Nymea, who saved him, and then the saint headed off to the celebration. Now Rudy is on the hunt for the saint so he can properly thank him. Now that we can understand the Rudy's pickle, it doesn't make things any simpler. The saint is constantly on the move, delivering gifts to children all over the realm. So perhaps the best course of action would be for Rudy to become one of his little helpers. That way he will bring joy to children and might meet the saint again. Luckily for us, Eorzea chooses to come with us as an interpreter for Rudy, and we of course agree to help this cute little guy on his mission. Together, the three of us ponder what Rudy could do for the festivities. After excluding some things like making snowballs for the snowball fight, as the children would like to make them themselves, and Rudy joining the choir for caroling because, well, we yeti have just a very unique singing style that doesn't really fit. We settle on a snowball-themed gift of sort, a tasty treat resembling a snowball. Eorzea has one with him and is finding it to be quite a delight. Perhaps Rudy could make something similar. Maybe Rudy does not need to make the biggest snowball of them all, just the tastiest one. And Rudy agrees, excited to give this idea a go. As we know that Mother Mion, who runs the Gridani Adventuring Guild, is an excellent baker, we go to her for help with the recipe. Luckily for us and her, this ends up being a perfect timing. It turns out she's preparing Starlight gift boxes for the children around Bentbrand's Meadow, and the snow-themed sweet would be a perfect addition. So while she figures out how to make these treats, we head out with Rudy and Eorzea to fetch the ingredients. Rudy takes the quest very seriously and makes sure to personally collect everything by hand out of the list from Mother Mion. Sometimes the people are startled to see a yeti, but realizing his gentle nature and true purpose, they are glad to help him, showing Rudy that he can do much more than perhaps he thought before. As we return to Mother Mion, we bake up our tasty treat with Rudy, who helps us with his master snowball making skill. And Eorzea encourages Rudy to see that it doesn't matter what his siblings think. Everyone has different talents, and he doesn't need to feel wrong about being different. After all, Eorzea is different and he doesn't care one bit about it. With Rudy seeming to ponder this pearl of wisdom, we are sent out to Bentbrand's Meadow to deliver the gift boxes. It is a joy to see Rudy as he ever so gently gives the children their gifts. And all is going well until suddenly the guards are calling about a yeti within the town. Thinking first they might mean Rudy, we get ready to explain everything, only to realize they are running to the outskirts of the town. We give chase and find two very big yeti there. These are Rudy's brothers who have been searching for him. They aren't pleased about his travels, but quickly change their mind as Rudy gives them a taste of his snowballs. And they love them. They apologize to Rudy and tell him that they are proud to call him brother and he can now play with them in all their yeti games. So Rudy decides he will head back home with his brothers. Happy with his new skill, though a tad sad he never got to sting the saint. Though unbeknown to him, the saint in question is watching from a distance and even thanks us when we meet him later. So that is the story of Rudy and the Starlight Festival. Cute and fun, I feel it was an excellent festive event for the season. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and comment and subscribe if you like more content like this. But most of all, have a lovely day and happy holidays.